I recently brought my dog all the way from Delhi, that is in India, to Canada. So in this particular video, I'm going to share some very valuable insights which will help you to reunite your loved ones with you without engaging any expensive agent. So watch this video till the end. We adopted this lovely soul from the beautiful village of Jefferjitsingh, that is in Punjab. And subsequently, after getting him travel to a lot of places, we finally made him to land in Canada. So let's start with the most basic thing first, that is the airline in which you are traveling. So you need to ensure that the airline has the provision for the pet to fly, and if it has the provision, it should have the appropriate space for the pet. The pet can be carried in 3 ways depending upon its size. If it's a small dog, you can just take it along in the flight cabin. If it's a medium dog, less than 50 kgs, then it can be carried as an excess baggage in the luggage area. Mind you, these 2 ways are the most cheapest ways of carrying a pet. That would cost you somewhere between $100 to $150 Canadian. And if it's a big dog, then the dog has to be carried in the air cargo in a different plane. The cost in this case would go up even to $1,000, somewhere between $1,000 to $1,500 Canadian. Therefore, after booking a requisite space for your pet in the aircraft, we move on to some conditions and requirements which you have to fulfill in order to carry the pet. So the first thing which you need to purchase is an AITA approved cage. The cage has to be of an appropriate size so that your pet can move around freely and neither of the body parts of the pet is touching any of the corners of the cage or even the top of the cage when your pet is sitting or standing. क्यों भाई प्रॉब्लम तो नहीं आई थी कोई? उठ जा, वीडियो बन रही है तेरी, सोता रहे, कोई बात नहीं. Anyhow, we'll just move ahead. And the next thing which is very important and vital for you to carry along with the pet is its vaccination card and health card. Make sure that you have the vaccination card of your pet since you bought the dog or you adopted it. And if it's not available, just ask your vet to examine your dog and give it a health certificate stating that the dog is healthy and fit to fly. And plus the vet can also state in the certificate that the last vaccination card is lost or is not available. Your dog has to be injected with this 4 vaccinations, which is very important, which also includes a microchip, which is inserted in the neck of the dog. So friends, moving on to the third and the most important document, that is the export certificate, without which the dog won't be allowed to fly. And so this particular document is issued by a government vet stating that the dog is healthy and again fit to fly. This document is actually prepared on the letterhead of Government of India, which in my case was located in Kapashera in Gurgaon, that is an animal quarantine and certification service. So depending upon the state or city you're putting in, you will have to locate the animal quarantine center, have a word with the vet there, and then get that certificate issued to you. Mind you, these services which I'm sharing with you and the processes which I'm sharing can also be done by an agent which you engage. But mind you, that agent is gonna charge a subsequently very high fees for that. In my case also, I contacted various multiple agents to help me out when I was not aware of the process. And the range which they told me, it started from 50,000 rupees and subsequently went up to 1 lakh rupees, depending upon the services they were ready to give and depending upon the time frame in which all these things would be done. And the biggest catch was this particular government certificate that I'm naming as an export certificate. A lot of agents told me that this is the most expensive document, and you won't believe this document came without any cost. Yes, it's a free service given to you by Government of India, which every person has a right to avail. Now, what is the process of getting this certificate? The process, my dear friends, is like very easy, very simple. You just have to mail the authorities, Google it out the address. If you're residing in New Delhi, Google it out, Kapashera, Gurgaon, get the email address, and give them a mail, write a request mail, to get the export certificate issued. Mind you, the authorities respond in a very prompt fashion. Why? The reason being, this certificate, the validity of this certificate is only 10 days. So the moment you get your appointment, you have to take your dog for again a physical examination by the vet. The vet is going to physically examine your dog. It's kind of a very minor investigation which the vet does, and after a few hours, they would give you the export certificate right away. Now friends, this completes your set of documentation. I'm again reminding you, the vaccination card, the health card, AITA approved cage for the dog, and this export certificate. That is all which is required for you to fly. And yes, obviously the dog, you have to take along your dog. So this is what the process and documentation things are. Still, if you have any kind of a confusion, anything which has to be inquired, please message me on my video and will respond back. Fly safe. Take care. Bye. चलें शूटिंग खत्म सोता रहे
और की